are live and in motion and in action. And welcome to Spirit Guides After Dark, where we're channeling your soul erotic questions. My name is Jenna Lee.
And I'm Angela Shelby.
Yeah, and we're just here hanging every Thursday. We also have a beautiful podcast, Erotic Spirit Podcast. And so if you're watching this back and you're not tuned in yet, it is all beautiful things: sexuality, sexual healing, spirituality, all the beautiful stuff. Yeah.
Spirit and sexuality and soul all come together.
Yeah, just real conversations. We do also channel as well, where spirit universe uses our voices and our bodies to just move through in frequencies and ground that in, anchor that in for all to be aware of and witness of. And then as people coming in, we can tell them who we are, who we be, and who are you.
My name is Angela Shelby. I am a psychic and a medium and a channeler and a dream interpreter and an energy healer. And I just love what I do. I like helping people empower themselves and find their own way to navigate life outside of, what do I want to say? Old energy systems and limitations that do not serve them anymore.
Love that. So divine. I didn't pop up your website here while you were speaking.
That's all right.
Yeah, that's all your stuff. So love it. And
who are you?
Who am I? Who I be? My name is Jenna Lee, and I'm the owner of My Awakening Within. I'm a channeler. I work with what's called Akashic Source Code. I move in dimensional spaces, but it's all about alignment to true self. At the end of the day, it's all about remembering our true self and aligning to our true self. With all the fancy words, with all that, it doesn't matter unless we're just running through our heart in love and figuring out how we get to those spaces if we're not there. And
Amen.
Right, figuring out the journey and working with the support to do so. And that's what I help to support through a couple of the different modalities that I work with. So beautiful, beautiful space to be in. I'm gonna pop up, as we talked about before, our podcast, and this is our website. If you go to that website, feel free to submit into Spirit Guides After Dark, the tab there, for any questions that you may have in the future, anonymous questions there. We're more than happy to answer in upcoming lives. And today we'll dive in to anyone who's got questions, any questions on spirituality, sexuality, all pleasure, desire, feel free to drop it in the chat and we will get to it once we open up the space here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Anything else?
Yeah. Like you just said, if you don't want to reveal online who you are, just go to Erotic Spirit Podcast website and Spirit Guides After Dark at the top of the page and drop us a line.
Yes. So what we usually do is we set the container, meaning that people that come in and out of the evening in this segment here, we invite people to build their own grounded space and sovereignty. And Angela and I and the benevolent beings and love that comes through helps to set the container and make sure that we're just grounded in that loving space. So with this intention here, I'd love to kind of begin to move into that space, and feel free to relax your your body here. Feel free to relax your eyes if that they want to drift close, and start to step into that space of love as we open up the space here. Trust Holy Be light within. Let it be. Now is the time to open creation's Akashic source code into the light within. Love in all dimensions, times, and planes. Let it be. Opening up the space here. Dropping in deeper to your heart. You are sovereign. You are connected to and so it is. And just breathe into your heart here. Breathe into the space. Opening up an invitation if you're open to receiving this evening, even just being in your space as receiving, not knowing who you are, but just send a yes out to the universe. And anything that resonates with you, let that become a space in your awareness, and anything that does not resonate, just let it go. As we open this container in this space for all that is to move in through love and divine expression with Source and Universe. And so it is.
Mm-hmm. So it is.
Woo! Just got hot in here.
Mm-hmm.
Oh gosh, yeah, there is a lot of energy flowing in, and I always am curious on who will show up. It's beautiful.
Yeah, there's a lot of energy here today. It always is, though, when we do this, pretty much when we do anything. But it's very different tonight. I'm very curious to see who comes through, because the energy is not just dependent on us. It's everyone else's guides and beings being here. This is a grand party. Everybody's invited.
Everyone's invited. Everyone's invited to just be. And yeah, do you have anything you want to add? Or you want me to jump into?
No, jump in. I feel like it's geared up. Like, I feel like they're in the line, like geared up, ready to go.
I see the line. I see the line of just multidimensional beings and information just flowing in. I love it. Mm-hmm. So if you're coming in and out, feel free to drop a question. We have, insights below, ask your question live. Anything sex, intimacy, pleasure, spiritual connection. If you're new here, hit that like button, hit that follow and subscribe. We'll jump into this question. I'll pop that up here. So, how can someone release sexual shame without reliving past pain?
That's a good one.
Yeah.
That's a really good one. For me, the first thing that comes to mind, not channeled, but I had a great mentor, a great teacher. She said, keep the lessons. You can keep the lessons and leave the pain behind. Just keep the value and go back and mine all of those hard, shameful spots for everything they are worth. And what I mean by that is going back over it with new eyes instead of looking at it from a place of being a victim or, man, I screwed up, or I wish I wouldn't have. Going back and looking at it from a place of, look where I was before and look where I am now. What value did I get out of this? Boy, what did I learn? For example, for me, one of the things I learned is I know what the energy of sexual predators feels like now, because I married one. Mm-hmm. I know that feeling now, and it's helped me steer clear of some other circumstances. Like just certain people, I'm like, yeah, no, bye. So, yeah. One of the things I've gained, I wouldn't be doing this. But for me, it's shifting perspective. It's looking at things with new eyes, with that new goggles, finding the value.
Yeah. Oh, I love that. Its perspective is huge. It is a big part in being able to start to become embodied in truth. And truth is, that we are, that pain, it may be a part of our life, but it's the present moment, right? When we're able to actually see things differently, and we're choosing that now. And that's the message that I'm getting through here, is about presence versus past, right? So the point of reference coming in here is without reliving past pain. And this question actually is really hits home for me, because there was the sexual abuse that happened in my past when I was younger. And so how I didn't even know there was shame around it. I didn't know that. And when I would, I would do things where I'd pop out of my body. I wouldn't be in my body. And when I'm actually looking back at all the tools that I cultivated, there's the presence within the body, because our nervous system or our fight or flight response may just be a reaction. So getting back into the body, becoming aware of the physical body, becoming aware of the surroundings around us, so that we can actually be present while we're reviewing and reflecting and shifting perspective. And so the shifting perspective can solidify while we're feeling safe. As for me, it was about feeling safe enough to actually, and I didn't know that I didn't feel safe, but for my body to feel safe enough to actually process what it needed to. And I didn't know all the stuff that I was processing. It was just, I just need to feel safe. So that's really my biggest message coming in, is that when our body knows that we're not reliving it and that we're actually present in it, then we aren't going to relive it. That's the truth, is that it's not actually reliving it. It's just that memory of it there. And the last thing here is like just mindfulness tools and techniques. So had mentioned seeing your surroundings around you, right? So that's a visual cue, knowing that you're here in a room, here and now.
Yeah.
And then, what am I hearing? What am I feeling? My body, maybe even touch your arms, right? You touch the arms, and then, you have something that you can taste and smell, so that all the senses bring in that presence of now, while you're actually moving through something your body wants to release from the past. So that's what I got.
I like it. You talking about that reminds me, one of the things that happened with doing energy work, doing energy healing. I had somebody go into PTSD where they started going into flashbacks.
Yeah.
And so I have, one of my friends is a psychologist, and I was like, what do I do about this? Like, how do I help my clients if this happens? And he said, just like you said, touch them, remind them that they're in the room, have them look around, remind them of where they are, that they can feel the table under their back, and remind them of the space that they're in. So yeah, focusing on that moment, literally looking around and seeing, what's behind me. Yeah, focusing on that moment. Someone wants to come through. Let me see with this question, what they're, ooh.
Yeah.
They're simple saying, follow what you love, follow your joy. There is no cure better for what ails you than following your joy. And it doesn't have to be in the sexual arena. You following your joy in non-charged areas of your life, in areas of your life where you are comfortable, where you feel safe, and then expanding on your feelings of being in that space, expanding on your joy and your safety, will start to automatically translate more into the areas of your life in which you feel shaky, in which you feel triggered. it's like filling up your cup. It can't help but overflow into those areas of your life and your shadows, especially when you are making the effort to look at them and work with them and heal them and bring them into the light. That's what it really comes down to. It's bringing them into the light of love and acceptance. And your joy is like magic sauce.
Mm.
You pour it over anything and it gets better. I like that. I like that a lot.
I like the end. Your joy is like magic sauce. I just see a hamburger for some reason, seeing a hamburger, and I guess I probably know why, but I see a hamburger and I just see this. What is it? There's a movie with the hamburgers and the sauce. That is the secret sauce. I'm just seeing the sauce being squirted all over. Okay, I don't know. That's a message for me to eat some hamburgers.
One thing I like about it, like even with that visual, is it doesn't have to be pretty and it doesn't have to be clean. It doesn't have to be perfect. We can color outside the lines. And what I mean by that is when it comes to releasing our shame and like figuring that out, it doesn't have to be calm. It doesn't have to be what people would consider to be normal. It can be messy. Mm-hmm. It can be crying in Walmart. It could be laughing out loud in Walmart. You know, it could be going out and trying things you're not used to and doing things that make you uncomfortable, you know, to heal yourself and not looking good while you do it. We think we have to have our shit together all the time and we don't. And part of that releasing shame without reliving the pain, it's pushing ourselves outside of our boxes in the pursuit of our own happiness. And when we do that, again, and it has nothing to do with that space, that pain. It's not even looking at that pain. It's pushing ourselves, our joy, our happiness, where we feel pulled out here. And it automatically starts to affect and rewrite what has already happened. Yeah. It's strange how that happens, but it's not worrying about being perfect or beautiful about it. It's like, go be messy. Go fall on your ass and and play in the mud and not be perfect at it.
Oh, yes. Yeah, I love that. And you circle back to this joy aspect, and it doesn't need to be like joy in the bedroom. It'll translate there, but it's that vibration frequency of joy, which for me, what's coming in for me for this other layer is it comes back to presence. When we're in that state of frequency of joy, I'm here and now, I'm in the flow, and I'm not in what happened over here, what's going to happen tomorrow. So things just get easier. They release without knowing that we're processing. They just move out, and it's a really beautiful process to move in the pursuit of that. I like how you said pursuit of happiness. It's a choice to actually step into and be happy. It's a choice to take the actions to do that. And so when we are doing that, what are we saying to the rest of the energy? We're saying, I'm allowing it to be revealed, but it doesn't define or state who I am. It's just an opportunity for for it to be revealed, but that's not the state of frequency and space that I reside in. Mm-hmm. So,
and something I would like to bring up, because our descriptions on the surface could be looked at as bypassing. Mm-hmm. Like, I'm going to love and light it away. And love is the answer for everything. But it's still allowing things to come through. So not reliving past pain. It's not like we have to go back and rake over the coals of our past to release what's there. It's that pursuit of the present moment and happiness. And I I've had it happen with myself. I've had it happen with my clients. It is my modus operandi. I will be in the middle of it. And like another wave, like something will just plop out from my psyche to be seen, heard, and felt, whether it comes through a dream or a feeling when I'm in the middle of doing something like vacuuming. I mean, it happens at the most innocuous, weird moments. A flash of a childhood memory will come out, and it's in that moment that it's coming up to be seen, felt, and heard. And I don't have to relive it, but I'm not going to go, well, I'm just going to focus on my happiness now and not look at that. It's like, it's come up for a reason, and I'm going to feel it right now. What is this about? Even just sitting there and feeling it and letting it pass through. But I don't have to go back and rake over it and be like, oh, I'm going to sit here and dig in and just relive it. It's just that moment of looking at it helps so much, and just let it move through, and then refocus on my joy. But not try to bury it or push it away or pretend it's not there. It's like, there's always something. The psyche and the soul are self-cleaning organs. Like stuff just gonna pop out, like blister, what do I want to say? Splinters. Stuff just pops out and festers out when we have the capacity to deal with it. So, there must be moments where I'm just like chilling at dusting something, and my psyche's like, she is relaxed and now has the spiritual tools to deal with this. Bleh. So
yes.
Okay, here we go.
Yes. Oof. I love it. I love it. It is a process, and you're right. There's no bypassing it. Just, I would love to add in here that from, everyone's learned their own process, and everything works for different people. What I have learned for myself is that something does not need to be hard. It could be challenges. There could be, there's a process to it, but hard is a perspective. There are lots of challenges that I have gone through that it's like, fuck, I came out of the other side of that, thankfully. And I knew it. I knew I would, but it's usually harder to hold on to something that is not for us, that is false, that is not serving us. It is usually harder to hold on to it. We just hold on to it because we're so used to that being a part of our identity or dynamic.
Yeah.
And we're just used to it. That's it. We're just used to looking. This is how we look at it. This is the way that the world is. And we don't know what it's like on the other side. So it's uncomfortable for change, but really on the other side, it's definitely smoother. So the hard piece, we're the ones who can make things harder. Or at least that's what I found in my experience, is that we are the ones who usually can make things harder, and it doesn't have to be. We can see it, we can become aware of it, and then we can just let that shit go.
Yep, I totally agree. And I personally held on to a lot of old pain because I thought if I did, it was like my way of making sure it didn't happen again. It was my way of remembering, kind of like remembering, I got bit there, I'll remember.
Yeah.
And I can, again, that whole, great, keep the lesson. I don't have to hold on to the shame or pain attached to the lesson or attached to the information. It's not even really a lesson. It's just information. Yeah. I can totally let that go. And something else that really helps me, especially when I come across a shadow in myself that totally freaks me out. I mean, we all have them. I sit down with my spiritual connection. That is my go-to. And I know everybody doesn't believe that or have that, but I'm just putting it out there because it's my go-to. It is what saves me. It is where I can dump my darkest secrets or whatever into it. And it's like putting it in a recycling bin. I always get something transformed that comes out of it. I always get new information or a new perspective. And we all have that connection, whether we can call it our deep unconscious or our soul or the best part of our mind, whatever you want to call it. We all have it. It's like the greatest resource ever.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yes.
yeah. And I access mine with a notebook and a ballpoint pen. You know, that's my greatest is the writing thing. So I know I've said that a million times too, but it works.
It works. It does. It does work. Oh, I love that. I'm getting like tingles up at my crown area here. Ah, beautiful, beautiful. All right. Are you ready for another question?
Bring it.
Bring it. Okay. So I'm gonna pop this. Maybe I wonder if my head's tingling for this one. How does sexual energy help anchor spiritual insight into the physical body?
It feels really fucking good. That's how it does it. It's blissful. Orgasms are blissful.
Yeah.
Touch is blissful. That's how we just talked about joy, man. Joy, laughter, humor anchors awesomeness into reality. So
Off the mic.
yeah, drop those like right there, anchor spiritual insight into the physical body. It's called the orgasm. It's this great thing that's been given to us. Or even like everything that leads up to it. There's so much more than that. But pleasure, that's what comes that's so funny. It's like, this feels like a no-brainer. It's pleasure. It's the pleasure principle.
Oh, yes. The pleasure principle. Mm-hmm. Yeah. For me, what I'm hearing, yes, yes, yes. Definitely in agreement. And yeah, I just keep hearing life force energy. And it just so sexual energy is also just energy. There's just kind of a way that to sometimes I believe the words come in to just explain, a little bit of like, hey,
Mhm.
this is like in the circumstances of the experience. This is maybe a sexual experience where we get to be aware of energy, but it is always there's always energy flowing through us. There's always life force energy moving through us. And when we're attuning and listening and being present with that energy in sexual experiences, what we're doing is an attuning, meaning that we are just, attunements mean a couple things, but attuning to the energy, becoming aware of how that feels in the body. There's information connected into all that is. This life force energy is connected into source and universe. And so when we're listening in sexual experiences, there's information in that energy. Maybe the information is telling us to release something that is not ours, right? So that's part of the translation part. And when we take the same energy that is always there, but then rest and process and integrate it outside of our sexual experiences, sometimes we receive downloads that were like, where the fuck did that come from? And so we're processing and integrating things in a deeper level, from going from the subconscious and conscious, or all that is, and processing that, and that becomes insights, tangible insights, things that we can take away and walk away with our life. We can realize that through this sexual experience that something is not in alignment, because we're in that state of pure bliss and oneness with all that is. So when we're outside of that experience, it becomes, hey, I see that's not in alignment. I choose to then anchor that into my physical body, and therefore physical reality, and create from that space, really.
Mhm.
So yeah, it's beautiful.
And I like how you're saying that it makes you aware. It makes you aware of what's going on right now. It brings you into the present moment, which, hey, that's what it's all about.
Yeah.
But even, for example, we were just talking about, sexual shame. looking at a subject or something that is a part of ourselves and seeing what's growing and what is growing and revolving around it and what it inspires within us shows us what is going on with our spirituality and what we are grounding into our body. So
Yeah.
again, looking at that, those dark places, those shadowy places like our shame and our fear and our guilt, and mining them for all they are worth, because it's like the red flag going, hey, look here, did you know you have this buried under here? You have all of this talent or self-awareness or perception buried under all this shame over here. If you come over here and dig into it and, oh, look, here it is. Look at all this energy. Look at all of this. So that's at least been my personal experience, that having the willingness to just square up and look at those things, even just the desire, changes things. And it's where the goodness is. Avoiding them, nothing changes. Looking at them, stuff moves and shakes in my entire universe. I regret none of it. Like none of it. All poor choices, all supposed poor choices, all pain suffered because of said choices, have all led me to this moment. And it's at me poking at a lot of those sexual things and sexual issues where my sexuality and my spirituality have locked horns based on what I was taught. I've done a lot of incredible work and change because of that. Yeah. So it's like, use it, baby. Use it for all it's worth. See how much mileage you can get out of that conflict, out of that opportunity for self-awareness and growth. If there's a shadow, there's something hiding underneath it that has value.
Yeah. Oh, I love that. The value, baby.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, man. So I have this visual coming in, and it's related to this, this anchoring in this insight into the physical body. And I have this visual where if you think about sexual energy or sexual experiences and the energy that we're being attuned to in those experiences, I'm getting this visual of breath and the way that we can breathe into the body and move and work with that energy within our body. And this is coming in because it is talking about the regulating our nervous system, becoming present, breathing this energy where we become aware of this higher knowledge, that we're anchoring it in to our physical body, and we're actually transmuting and changing the subtle energies or energy forms or thought forms or belief systems. We're actually changing that at a deep subconscious level. So they're really focusing on this breath work during these sexual experiences, and that being able to do a lot within the body. When we're changing and releasing what is not ours, we're also then able to anchor in this spiritual insight, this higher knowledge from source in the universe and God, and we're actually able to hear it more. So there's just a big focus on breath coming in there.
That's really interesting. Number one thing, absolute number one thing I get told when I am in the middle of a challenge or trying to tackle an issue or a problem, first thing, breathe. Breathe. First guidance that pops through. Breathe. take a deep breath. And I'm like, I am breathing. And like, no, breathe from your stomach, pull it up from your toes, breathe.
Yes. Ooh, and then let it go. Let it like, sigh that shit out. Scream it out if you need to, but like, right, to be able to then circulate that energy within. Yeah, so that's coming in here.
Well, inspiration, the word inspiration means, to bring in breath, to inspire, and it literally to breathe in. And yet we mean it's to allow ideas or information to come in. It is not lost on me that I am looking for inspiration to tackle a problem, and spirit is going, breathe, in capital letters.
Yes.
Like, oh, I'm literally pulling in. There's every tradition, I don't care what spiritual tradition it is, it's all about the breath. They're like, breathe in, like it's pull it in. Like, we're trying to bring you information, breathe so we can.
Yes. Yes. Okay. So how are we doing? Are you ready for a new question?
Good. Do it.
Do it. All right. So if you are coming in and out here and you've just got in, just feel free to drop a question, send that friendly reminder. You see at the bottom of the screen there rolling. Ask any questions that you have. We have some queued up questions, and take what resonates from what we're saying and leave the rest.
And these do not need to be deep esoteric questions. They can be very personal, everyday questions regarding any of this stuff. Please feel free.
Exactly. Okay, so let me pop this one up here. How can partners honor different desire levels without shame?
Oh, that's a good one. That's an interesting one. Yeah. Honor different desire levels without shame. Oof. You go first on this one.
Okay. So desire levels. Tuning into just that space, and just kind of even whatever maybe it feels like some people are wondering about. But there's two different things, and it's going to go into this one area here. Desire levels, or just, I'm even just hearing desires, and it's just a motion in, maybe even someone has a desire that, maybe it's something with kink. Maybe there's just some sort of desire that they have that their partner ends up not being in agreement with. Now there's tools, or there's ways to create space where there's communication around these desires. And I'm actually just seeing, it doesn't need to be like a ritual ceremony type, but just something where you can, I even am seeing, like, before you get into the bedroom, where you can share a bubble, like an energetic bubble. I know, actually, I learned this from a tantra practitioner, where she said that her and her partner create this bubble between them. And in this bubble, it's known that all these things that come out, there's no judgment. It's just a free space to speak, and it's about anything. So this is all things life. So you can use it in all areas of your life. But, maybe you get a little bit silly about it, but you literally can, they actually physically were like, okay, we're creating this bubble with their hands, and they put it around them and just speak and communicate things. So if there's desires or things that someone's not on board with, not interested in, that's okay. But allow that create some sort of safe space, where I would even say, start with things outside of the bedroom too. Because when you get to things inside the bedroom and sexual experiences, you can get a little more, you can sometimes feel like you might be more scared to do that. You may feel like you get more hurt, but just create that outside of the bedroom, start to move in with stuff with the bedroom and that safe space. It'll just become easier over time to be in a state of presence, to say, okay, this person here, I do honor, I do respect them. This is something that they desire. It's not something that I do. But also, I'm hearing be curious. You can be curious as to maybe the space behind the desire too. Like maybe even ask questions, not in an accusing way, but just be curious as to, oh, is maybe even providing an alternate suggestion to, I'm just even seeing some sort of, hey, what about this instead of that, right? If someone wants to be seen in a different way and they have a desire around it, maybe they could be seen in a different way with some other different layer that both partners are comfortable with. That's kind of the piece that came in around that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Something that keeps floating through is the remembrance that our desires, it is not our partner's job to fulfill our desires. It is our job to fulfill our desires. It is our job to make sure our needs are met. And what does that look like? And finding solutions. Like, and I'm not saying like, oh, I'm going to go find a different partner because I want to have sex 5 times a week and you want to have it 3. And, I'm going to outsource. I'm not saying that, but I am saying that there are many times where I have different needs coming through, but they look like one desire. I'm trying to think of a good example. Like a need for sex when I really need rest, or a need for sex when I really just need connection and intimacy, but it's coming through in that way. Or a need for sex, but I really just need stress relief. So it's me understanding myself and allowing myself going, what do I really need? What is this going to take for me to need this? And I personally feel like there is always a way. There's always a way for me to get my needs met. Yeah. There's always a way within the parameters of my relationship or my moral values. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, it's about being responsible for our own needs. And then how can I shame my partner? How can I shame my partner for my needs and my desires? That it's not their job to meet them. And I'm not going to shame myself. That's counterproductive, but it's like, it's getting creative. Again, it's going within and being like, oh, what do I really need? What do I really want? How do I get this met?
Exactly. Yes. Oh, so divine. I like it. I like it. Okay, we're going to pop in this other question here. If you're game.
Mm-hmm.
You're game for it.
Bring it, sister.
I like it. So, how does sexuality change as someone becomes more self-aware and spiritually aligned?
You get hornier.
Yeah.
No. I think that's unique to everybody.
It is. Oh, yeah.
I think I think there is an answer to that question that is as unique to every person that exists. I think it's all about what we want. I know people that, just from personal experience, just watching people, you've talked about your own spiritual awakening. You got hornier.
Yes.
That happened. For me, it's the same. And for others, though, it's different. for other people, for example, I'm going to pull an example here. I listen to other podcasts sometimes, especially about polyamory, because even though I don't think polyamory would be something that I would choose in that way, those deep connections in that way. I'm like, one is enough, man. That's all I can handle. But it's like you have to be a communication ninja to balance that many relationships and to make it work and to even have the willingness to try. Like you have got to think outside the box and like, we have to create something new, a new container.
Yeah.
So I remember that this couple that pursued active polyamory as a way to help define themselves and who they are, for self-individuation. Like it was I would call that a spiritual tool. That's what they use their relationships for. But they were married. They're each other's home base. But they made it a rule that they had to go out and date other people. Like that was part of it. That was an active part of their spiritual process and their relationship to go out and have these experiences and spiritually define them. So he decided to take a year off. He was like, I am taking a year off. I need to go in and pull in myself. So for him, it was like taking a break to pursue his spirituality in a different way, to pursue his self-awareness in a different way. But then, when it was before, it was going out and having more sex and having a higher sex drive and a more active sexual life that was bringing that spiritual awareness. So I think it can change. I think it's the finger painting thing. What kind of finger painting am I going to create with my life that is the creation of my life? What do I feel drawn to in this moment? I feel like that's an ever-changing question.
Yes. Oh, you dropped in so many good nuggets there. And I was getting in this word freedom. And when I think of someone who is spiritually aligned and more self-aware, they're free from the voices of the past. They're free from their past experiences. They're flowing in the moment. But that also means that they're free to choose how they express their sexuality, right? Because they're not indoctrinated with all these things from society or from their past traumas or experiences. So it will change and it could navigate in different ways, but it feels like it becomes more freer and flowing in present moment. It's like, okay, this is how it's happening right now, but tomorrow it might be different. Next week, next month, it may look different. And there's a free flow to it. When I look at myself and myself being spiritually aligned, I'll just say, the amount of flows that I be flowing in and I be going in. I mean, all of a sudden, 2 days later and I need to be in Florida. Okay. Right. It's just that flow and being in that moment to feel the energy. How do I feel good? Okay. Well, sexuality is just it's just another layer and aspect of my essence. So it's just a free flow that I get to express however I feel that it wants to show up in that moment. That could be more solo time, right? That could be expression with a partner. That could be, complete free flow in however it needs to be.
Yeah. I feel like that's telling someone to talk about their spiritual practice and how they found God. It's like it's as unique as each person is. Each person is their own Buddha. So
yes,
each person has to find their own way. I mean, we can follow other people's trails and footsteps. We stand on the shoulders of greatness. You know, those who've gone before us help shape who we are now and help us find our way. But when it comes right down to it, it's up to me to figure out how I access God best, or my self-awareness. That's just, no one else can build it for me.
Yeah.
It would be
Yeah.
like, to me, when people say there's one way to God, or this is the only way, like that is like the deepest relationship I could ever have in my entire life.
Yeah.
Why have a middleman, and how would you tell me to get there? That would be like if I were married and had this great deep marriage, having somebody come in from the outside and dictate to me how to have that marriage and what it should look like, and that it has to be like this. It's like, it can't. It's something that is built between two people, and that's how it is with my spirituality and my spiritual self. No one else can tell me how to do it. They can give me exercises, they can give me recommendations, they can guideposts there for reference, but when it comes down to it, it's all me.
Yes, it is. And I am the one, whereas you are the one, right, that where it's on this journey, this road, this spiritual journey, this human journey, and everything will be a unique experience to me. And anyone that may try to manipulate or dictate is only their own projections of whatever it is for them. Maybe they're saying this is how it has to be because they're insecure about something, right? And so that's part of their own journey. And sexuality and alignment and all of that is me and my connection to all that is and source, and however you believe it, right? Whatever that resonates with you. But it is ultimately about yourself and your love and your expression and your connection to yourself, which could change. That you discover something about yourselves through the journey, and then it changes, and it's being open to that. But I can't define that for another person. I can only empower someone or inspire them to figure that out for themselves.
I like how you said that. Inspire. Be a catalyst.
Yeah.
You know, help them find their own way.
Yeah. And even it could even be like inspire to just awaken to curiosity. You know, I know sometimes I've been there myself where I've lived and this is the way that it's been for a while, and I don't know, I don't know how to change it. I can't even fathom that mind explosion of, oh my gosh, this could be different. So all it is just really, as we meet people along in our journeys, there are mirrors and catalysts and activations that could inspire just the, okay, I see what they got. I'm curious about something here. You know, just that seed planting, so that we could flow along in our journey, right? In our
Yes,
road. Yeah.
I like that. I like that a lot.
In our road here. So yeah. What else? Any last flavors coming in for this, or the other questions that have come in?
Something is coming through, and I'm just going to say it because I don't even know how it's related to this stuff, but it's coming through. Maybe it's about other people's opinions coming through and affecting us, or trying to make us be something we're not, or go in a way that is not conducive to us. But anytime anyone has issues, or reining their pain down, or locking horns with us, or coming up as our nemesis, any of that stuff, it has absolutely nothing to do with us.
Yeah.
We just happen to be within their splatter radius of their personal drama. victims, it's not your fault that someone is taking their stuff out on you. It's nothing you've done. And if you are up against a challenge, or you have the boss that's just a total jerk, has nothing to do with you. It is their personal drama splattering everywhere. Somebody's yelling in your face one day or has road rage, nothing to do with you.
Exactly.
For me, when I stopped taking that stuff so personally, like it had something to do with me, it's just like, now I just see it for what it is. It's like that Peanuts character, Pigpen, roaring by or coming through. It's like your dirt and your stink has nothing to do with me.
Yes.
And I won't take it personally. And it reminds me of being the duck and the water rolls off the back. It's like, this is just somebody's storm. I've got my raincoat on, just watch. I'd be like, as soon as I don't take it personally, it has nothing to do with me. It's like, dude, I just sit there and go, God, I hope you have a better day, because that just sucks.
Yeah.
And it's like, it has nothing to do with me. It's no fault of mine. I mean, there are moments where I make mistakes like any other human.
Yeah.
And I can, be like, yeah, I'm sorry. I did do that. I didn't mean to. But how they react, and if there's a lot of emotional splatter with it, not my bag, not my thing. I don't take it personally. I think that's really helpful. It helps survive a lot of painful things and go through them, or have a lot of craziness happen and just not let it sink in.
Yes. It's huge. That's a big thing that we can take in all areas of our life. Like, it's just all areas of our life where, all areas of our life. So
Yes, I agree with you.
I love that. I love that saying there. Well, on that note, so here is our website, everybody who's tuning in. Feel free to subscribe to us if you are new here. Subscribe to our podcast. We're on YouTube, Apple, Spotify. Our latest episode just dropped today. So tune in there, have fun with it. And we're here every Thursday, live channeling all erotic soul questions. So come in, tune into us weekly. Feel free to submit a question anonymously on Spirit Guides After Dark in eroticspiritpodcast.com there. And then I'll pull up your info here where people can find you.
Thank you very much. And my website, www.angelashelby.com. And feel free to reach out, ask questions, book a reading. We have events coming up, events in March, platform mediumship. Go ahead, just go to my website and check out my events, and it will tell you where I will be and when.
Oh, I love it. And then throwing up my website here, myawakeningwithin.com. Check it out. Lots of events too. I got a workshop coming up here in Sedona, some retreats here in July. Check it out if you're interested in a one-on-one session. I look forward to working with you. And if not, come join us and hang out with us every Thursday. We're just here having fun.
Mm-hmm.
Just having fun and just closing out the space here. Thank you so much, everyone that's joined us today, all the beings, the universe, and so it is.
So it is.
Yeah. Beautiful. Well, thank you, everyone.